everybody. Welcome back to the Vertiverse podcast, where we go behind the scenes with all your favorite vertical actors. I'm your host, Rocio, and today we have an extra special guest. He's known in the vertical world as the king of verticals, and better known to his fans and myself as Mr. Vampire. Everybody, please welcome Kasey Esser.
Yes, best intro I've ever gotten.
Oh my gosh,
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm so excited that you're here. Thank you so much for coming.
Me too.
This
Thanks
is so
for having
fun.
me.
Yeah, it's like been a second, I feel like, since we've seen each other.
Yeah, not since Love in the
Not
Shadows.
since Love in the Shadows, which we will
Yeah.
get into.
Yes,
for
please,
sure.
please.
But no, the reason we haven't seen each other because you've been like traveling all over the world. You've been like Mr. Freaking Worldwide these days.
Yeah. Yeah. Pitbull
so like,
and I.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I went to Lithuania right after that shoot for a while, and then Portugal, and then back here for a bit, and then Philippines.
Is this all for work? Or was it like,
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not the type that can go on vacation for fun.
Really?
Unfortunately.
That's too
Yeah,
bad.
that's a genetic trait that I can't get rid of. I'm just wired to, like, it has to be at least a mix,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I feel similarly. I feel like I always got to be working, or at least I'm like always thinking about work, so I might as well be doing it. You know
I'd
what I
be
mean?
thinking about it anyway.
Yeah.
And it does make me happy.
Yeah.
So,
It's not a bad trait to have necessarily. How is that experience different than like shooting in the US? Because like before, like these last few months, had you traveled a lot for work?
no,
Okay.
never. I mean, last year was like the first time I went to New York.
Mm.
Like, I was
Oh,
not someone
right.
who traveled.
Yeah.
I wanted to be in LA my whole life.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm here. I want to spend as much time here as possible.
Yeah.
But it has been a good experience traveling.
Yeah. That's so exciting. That's so cool. So did anything like fun happen while you were there? I know you had a meet and greet. I saw like
Yeah,
little
we did
snippets
a-
on your story.
we
Tell me
did
about
a-
that. Like, how did that come to be, and how did that?
Well, yeah, so amazing woman named Holly reached out to me about doing a Verticon.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, this is interesting. Yeah, I'm happy to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I'm actually going to be in LA. You know, do you want to meet? I was like, yeah, sure. And, you know, she presented me this whole, you know, business plan and situation. And, you know, it was impressive.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, you know, you seem perfectly nice. This looks great, but we haven't, you know, worked together before.
Mm-hmm.
And then fast forward a week, we were on a Zoom, and I was like, hey, I want to go to the Philippines like next week, and I want you to put together an event. Not next week, next month.
Yeah.
I want you to put together an event that's like a more microcosm of a Verticon.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, okay. And she did. And she did an amazing job. And we had a meet and greet. We did like a speaking engagement at the Chamber of Commerce there.
Mm-hmm.
We did a vertical premiere party.
Oh my gosh.
And, you know, we were everywhere. And it felt like being in an alternate world, because here, you know, I'm more or less irrelevant. But as soon as I stepped off the plane there, it was like people were amped.
That's so. How did that feel? Were you like, whoa, what's going on? Because I feel like when you're on your phone, it's one thing, and like people from the Philippines or wherever, like DMing you, commenting on your post, and like you actually get there and you're like, oh wait.
Yeah, I mean, a large part of the motivation for that trip was to, you know, sort of prove that the vertical fan base is real.
Yeah.
This is real. It's not just parasocial online. And how they view people in the vertical space is no different than they view them in traditional movies and TV.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it definitely took me a second to get used to that. But then, you know, I definitely started to lean into it and would have some
Oh,
fun.
I'm sure.
I loved it. I remember walking to the hotel on one of the last days, and this woman was like looking at me and like patting her friend and like all this stuff. And I just went over, I was like, it's me. And just like kept walking. She's like, I knew it was you. I knew it was you.
So hilarious.
I probably should have stopped and taken a photo, but I felt like it was cooler to just keep
No,
walking
I think that's
away.
cool. It's like a story that she'll tell forever.
Yeah. But yeah, they were so genuine and so wholesome. And I think that speaks to the vertical community at large as far as the fans.
Oh,
Like, they're
yeah,
just
definitely.
very, you know, at this stage, I'm just enjoying that it's, you know, 99% positive.
It is so positive, and it like makes me so happy to hear, because you know you like hear horror stories from
Mhm.
like other actors who are not in the vertical industry, just like about the kind of reactions they get from fans and the way like fans view them as a person and like how they can't separate their characters. But it's funny because especially with verticals, I feel like people play insane like characters and insane people. But it's good that like the fans can realize that those aren't who you actually are as a person and can like appreciate your work and your talent that you put into that role.
Yeah, I definitely need more haters. I'm sure I do, but I'll know when I'm, reaching real success when that becomes more of a thing.
If you're watching this, feel free to make a Kasey Esser hate page.
Feel free to make a hate page. Someone actually sent me and I told this person never to do that again, but they sent me a message from like a Reddit board.
Oh, God.
And they were like, and it said, I know so many people love Kasey, but honestly, he's so freaking pale. I was like, okay, number one, don't give Samantha more ammo. The makeup artist on Love in the Shadows.
That was a big topic on our
she was
our
like,
shoots together.
First match, she's like, you're a leading man in these? I was like, yeah. And she was like, you're so white. I was like, excuse me. They love it.
They do.
Yeah. But yeah, it was. So some hate is out there, but
I feel like
the
it
skin
could be
tonist.
worse.
Just the skin tonist
It
of
definitely
the
could
world.
be worse than being called pale.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. So I know from my experience working with you that you have a very strict like routine when it comes to like your meals, and I'm sure you have like a gym routine and all that. How did you keep that up while you were traveling? Like, was it hard to kind of adjust, especially with the time difference and like with being like this place and this place and this place?
Yeah, I didn't travel with my meals like I was
Oh,
doing in New
no.
York, and when I went to Canada, I like had a whole thing of
Oh, no.
meals, and I like set it on the airport like check-in thing, and they were like, "Oh, this is over 50 pounds. You're gonna have to pay $100." I was like, "What?"
To take your chicken? You should have taken
so-
like those backpacking meals. You like add water to them.
Yeah, it was just like 20 vacuum sealed things of chicken. And I remember people would message me and be like, how did you get all of that through customs? And I'm like, I think they were scared. I don't think they were too scared to ask why I had so much chicken. They were just like, whatever this guy's going to do, he's going to do it anyway. So I was able to bring all of that. But Lithuania, Philippines, I did not bring food. I just made like the healthiest decisions that I can. Same thing now on set. If it's Mediterranean or something, I'll indulge in that.
Yeah.
But I will not eat Panda Express under any circumstance. And
That's valid. I got food poisoning from Panda Express like very recently.
you did?
I did.
Oh, so you're scarred too.
I
See, I'm
did.
trying to warn people.
Yeah.
Stay away. But yeah, when I travel, at least for work, I do put into my, conditions, which are very few, that I do have a gym membership.
Okay.
So in Lithuania, like I had access to a gym.
Yeah.
Was able to keep that up because it's important for me to keep my energy up on set. And I find that if I'm not getting to the gym, my performance actually decreases on set.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you've seen I think the thing that maybe fascinates people the most is the water bottle. And I have a water bottle that, oh shit, I should have brought it.
Yeah.
But it syncs to an app, and when I set it down, it lights up, letting me know that it registered my suck, and and then it'll like go up on the ounces, and I try to hit a gallon a day.
Yeah.
But when it lights up on set, people be like, "Did your water bottle just like light up?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And at night when I hit my gallon goal, it'll go all sorts of different colors, and it'll like celebrate you.
That's really exciting. I feel like I need one of those. I think it would like entice me to drink water more. I like have a yerba mate in this cup, not even water.
Yeah. No, when girls see it, they're like, "Wow, you're such a badass." That's probably why I'm single.
Do you have like a record suck on it? Like, what's your like longest, biggest one?
Yeah. So not to immediately start plugging the Love in the Shadows behind the scenes doc, but I get a record 9-ounce suck in that.
That was the record?
Yeah.
Caught on camera. Wow.
Caught on camera.
That's really exciting.
And I try to replicate it now, and I can't do it. I don't know what happened with that particular moment, but I was thirsty.
Yeah. Special moment caught on camera. Love in the Shadows.
Yeah.
Documentary.
It made the final cut. I was like, we gotta have that in there.
Yeah. That's hilarious. Okay, so you mentioned Verticon earlier. Can you tell us more about that? Like what's going on? Like what's that whole event?
Yeah, it's again, I'm not familiar with the convention world. I know the convention world goes very deep, and
Mm-hmm.
there's so many that happen around the world every week. Obviously, Comic Con is probably the most
Mm-hmm.
well known, but I didn't really know too much about it, which is why, if I was going to put my name and face on it, I wanted to work with Holly on a different event and make sure that this is something that could really be successful.
Yeah.
And, once she brought it up, it made so much sense because the vertical fan community is getting, larger by the minute.
Oh yeah,
And,
definitely.
now all of a sudden, there's going to be people flying in from Sydney, from like all over the world.
Wow.
And there's already been, so many tickets sold. I was informed. So, you know, I will be there as a featured guest, if you will, but, on a few panels doing like meet and greet, some speeches and stuff. But yeah, it'll be a chance for everyone to meet, different actors. I know she can't get like everyone in there because there's
But
so
there's a
many
lot.
people in
There's
that
a lot
space.
already like kind of signed up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was telling me that, for cons, it's important to keep it to like 15 to 20 people at most. Otherwise, it
Mhm.
just gets so diluted
Mhm.
across the board. But yeah, it's going to be an amazing event for people to actually have that in-person experience.
Yeah.
Because again, that was the point of the Philippines, was to let the fan community know that we see them
Yeah.
and that we want to give them that opportunity to interact.
Yeah, and I think it's awesome too that you did that in the Philippines because I think like a lot of meet and greets do happen in the United States and a lot of people obviously don't have the means to come here. So it's great that you were able to go to where they are and meet
Yeah.
them at their like home base.
Yeah. One of them, several of them were like, you're the first American that I've met, and that people don't really come here.
Mhm.
So they were like a very grateful people in that way.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's so
Yeah, it
nice.
was
Well, I'm
really
glad that
sweet.
got to happen. Um, this actually isn't 100% confirmed, so maybe we'll cut this out. But we might be doing live podcasts at Verticon.
Oh, that's so smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should absolutely do that. I'm sure she would be so down.
Yeah, so that'll be cool. Maybe I'll see you then.
Yes, I
Hopefully.
hope to see you then.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so fun. You could interview fans. You could interview,
Yeah.
so many people.
No, I think it's
I
a
mean, by
great
the
idea.
time September rolls around, I mean, it's only April, that event is going to get so big.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like, I've already had people hitting me up from all corners of the entertainment industry, asking and being like, how can I come to this as press or as,
Mhm.
just an observer, or like, so yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. It's going to be super cool. I would love to talk a little bit about how you got into acting and how
Mm.
like you got into this whole space. Was it something you always wanted to do, or was it like a recent development? You like woke up one morning, you looked in the mirror, you're like, the world's got to see this face. Like
Yeah,
I got to get out there.
Yeah, that's a whole other topic. But no, I mean, from a young age, my dad said, I don't remember this fully, but he said I would like run up to the home video camera and like scream that I wanted to be a famous actor. So it was always in there,
Yeah.
but fitness and business, was my first passion.
Mhm.
So when I moved to LA 10 years ago now, the goal was to open a personal training studio first and get that going, and then go into acting like someday. That was kind of the model that I followed. Arnold Schwarzenegger is definitely a huge role model of mine. And
Mhm.
seeing that career path was like, okay, this also makes sense for me.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm not going to be Mr. Olympia, but I can still do fitness and I can still, be the best in that.
Yeah.
So I'm happy it worked out that way. And then in 2021, during the pandemic, it was that moment where it just felt like, okay, this just felt like the right moment to start class and to
Mhm.
just make that transition, which I think was definitely a shock to a lot of people because
Uh-huh.
fitness and training was like my identity.
Yeah.
Um,
Big gym bro.
and I hesitate to say gym bro, but just like Essers and that whole community, that was just like my whole life. And
Yeah.
I put so much into that, getting that going. So I think a lot of people in the beginning were like, okay, we believe in you, but also like what exactly,
Yeah, like what's the plan
oh
here?
yeah, what's the deal? You have this whole business going on. Like
Hmm.
why are you doing this? So in the beginning, I was like most actors in that I was, auditioning a bunch and not getting anything.
Yeah.
And my agent in early March of 2023 was like, "Hey, this isn't happening. We think you're really talented, but it's just not
Yeah.
working with us." So they let me go, and I went on the casting sites the next day and saw a listing for Fated to My Forbidden Alpha,
Classic.
and I was like, "Well, this sounds different."
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Clicked in, and there was a character, Alpha Alexander, and I was like, "Okay, yeah, this story is like out of control. Like I need to see." It was just so unique.
Yeah.
And I submitted for it, didn't hear anything. And then a few weeks later, a friend of mine from acting class was like, "Hey, I know this producer from Real Short." She said they're trying to cast this Alpha Alexander person
Mm-hmm.
and they can't find him. I think you'd be good for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Oh, I actually submitted for that, but I didn't hear anything."
Oh God.
So, so I was like, "But I'll hit up the producer." And
Yeah.
the producer was like, "Hey, Kasey, yeah, we saw your resume." She didn't say this exactly, but they
Yeah.
just hadn't seen the tape.
Uh-huh.
She was like, "But we'll go back and watch it." And I booked it that night. And that happened to be, timing wise, one of the first viral vertical series in the US. So as other
Yeah.
companies were getting into the space, they would look at that as a reference and then just pull me for
Yeah.
theirs.
That's so cool.
So yeah,
That's why you're the king of verticals. You were there at like the beginning
at
of
the
it.
beginning, yeah, that was a huge advantage, because everyone's attention was funneled onto a few.
Yeah.
Versus now, I don't know how people, it was like almost like going from cable to then streamer services. It was like
Mm-hmm.
you had a few channels that everyone watched, and then all of a sudden you have 1,000
Yeah,
options.
there's so many now.
I don't
It's
know
crazy.
how. I mean, it seems like so many people have all the apps though, and they
I
actually go
know.
through all of them.
I
I was
know.
surprised to learn
Which
that.
is really cool. It's interesting.
Someone messaged me the other day that they got a second job to keep up with their vertical subscriptions, and I was like, "Wow, this is actually an addiction."
Yeah, that's dedication.
That's what you
Wow.
call an addiction. I mean, a healthier one than others, but
I guess.
I respect that level of hustle, and
Love
we
to see
need
how
more of
people
that in the
working
world.
hard.
Yeah, yeah, she's boosting the economy.
That's crazy. So most of your acting work has been doing verticals then? Like did you do anything before that?
I did a couple short films and one music video and one play.
Okay.
So the first short film I did, I got decapitated. It
Oh wow.
was really dark. And now this was when I had hair down to my shoulders. So it was like
Yes.
also a different type
Okay.
that people
Yeah.
were seeing me as. And then, yeah, one music video I did in Texas with a country singer. And then I did a play in Santa Monica in 2022 called Beach People,
Mhm.
where I was in a Speedo the entire time,
Oh
the
wow.
whole time. And that to me was still the greatest acting challenge that I've had, was performing on stage every night and
Yeah.
being that, not that I was not used to being naked on stage because I would compete in physique competitions and all these
Yeah.
things, but it's a different level when you're like having to act and then
Yeah.
also be in a Speedo.
Yeah. We'll put a link to a video of the play in the
Oh
description.
God. Yeah, I know it's a book now, and there's some images of me in there, but yeah, there's no official
No,
footage.
we'll find one for you
There's
guys. Don't worry about
yeah,
it.
someone has it.
How is that transition then? Because like obviously no one had done verticals at that point when you started, and then going from doing plays and a couple of short films to doing verticals, which are such a different pace and experience, I think, than doing like again like a play or a short. Like how was that? How did that like translate for you in terms of how your acting was, how it was like prepping for it?
Yeah, well, the first thing that everyone has to get used to is the speed
Mm-hmm.
and the pace. And fortunately, I'm able to memorize pretty well, so that piece wasn't as intimidating. But yeah, in the beginning, we were all sort of getting used to the structure and how fast we had to change clothes. Like, after you change, you go get your touch-ups, then you go get the mic check, and then, you start to learn the rhythm of the set. But yeah, it was interesting because everyone was sort of figuring out how to do these vertical films at the same time, not just talent, but also crew and producers. Because when you strip everything back, this is about East meeting West, and the Asian culture of filmmaking meeting the Western mindset and philosophy. Because if it were left up to the United States and Western culture, we wouldn't have figured this out. We would have said making a movie in a week can't be done.
Yeah.
But they said, oh, we've actually been doing this for like 5 years, and we're going to do it here too, and we're going to dominate. And so it was, and I really respected that because everyone just had to get on board. And now look, things that people didn't think were possible are happening every single day.
Yeah.
And it's transformed so many aspects of the industry.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's interesting to see, since you've been there from the beginning. Like, I've been doing these a year. You've been doing these like 2 years now at this point.
Yeah, we're in April, so yeah, 2 years.
How have you seen it like evolve from when you first started? Because I know for me, I've seen a big difference from like when I first started to now, and how things have kind of gotten better, and how people are like starting to really understand and get into like a good rhythm. But like for you, I'm sure you've seen such like a drastic change in like your first set to like your most recent set.
Yeah. In the beginning, look, we were all a little bit skeptical on, it wasn't like they briefed us on like the history of it and like what was going on.
Yeah. I think like a lot of the actors I've talked to, they're like, oh, I thought these were a scam. Like I see them on the casting websites, but it's like, I don't really know what this is.
And I remember my mom was like, oh, congratulations. Like, when I booked that first one, and she was like, what is it again? And I was like, oh, it's like a short form episodic. And she was like, what's that? I was like, I don't know. I actually don't know. It's on an app. You have to download it, pay per episode. Like, it just seemed like so much friction.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't think anyone was going to watch it except for our family and friends.
Yeah.
So it was a total shock when it started to really blow up, and people were reaching out that from all these places in the world, and people we hadn't heard from in years being like, you're on my TikTok, and like, all this stuff. So then there was a certain innocence on set of like, but there was also, a skepticism around promoting it because there was no precedent for the social media engagement or how that would be perceived. So I remember when I would promote that first series or two, it felt like I was the only one doing that because the rest just weren't sure if they wanted to fully commit in that way.
Yeah.
But I'm so happy I did because it really did give me a leg up in the visibility piece.
Yeah.
So when any press publication, researches the space, that you can't, it's impossible not to see me. It's impossible.
Yeah.
So that's really benefited me in that way. But now the main difference is that when you arrive to a set, pretty much everyone's done several.
Yeah.
And most of them are actively promoting their work in the space. And now it's become a thing where it's like, oh, now this is cool to do.
Yeah.
Because we see the fans, we see the engagement and all these things. And now it's like, something a lot of people are trying to get into. So I think that's the main difference, is seeing it go from something that was like very, very much outside to becoming, oh, this is a cool kid thing.
It is such a cool kid thing. Everyone I worked with is so cool.
Yeah.
So great.
And they want to be a part.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's been the main difference outside of, the crews and the talent all learn how to do these better and better each time. So that's been a huge improvement. Because in 2023, I mean, like the sets, were relatively chaotic.
I can imagine.
Because, and to no one's fault, it was just, you had a huge language barrier, because that's another piece in the beginning is you're meshing a different style of filmmaking with people you've never met, and you speak different languages.
Yeah.
But now, everything continues to get smoother and smoother. The scripts are getting better and better.
Definitely.
And, you see the global influence of all of these countries now shooting these.
Yeah.
And that was not present in the beginning.
So you've acted in verticals, but you also recently produced a vertical.
Yes.
Yes. Let's talk about Love in the Shadows.
Yes. Let's.
So how did that opportunity like come up for you, and how like was this presented to you? Like, did someone just like come up and be like, "Hey, Kasey, by the way, like, do you want to produce one?"
Yeah, it was I mean, this is what's still so endearing about the vertical space is this all happened through Instagram. And this company in Ukraine messaged me on Instagram, and they were like, I won't say all of what they said, but it was like blah blah blah. Do you want to potentially do this? And originally they had reached out for acting.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a slate of series, and I was like, that's interesting, but I want to produce it. And they said yes. So we hopped on a Zoom, the next morning.
Yeah.
Literally the next morning. I was in New York, so I remember waking up at like 3:30 for their time zone, and met with all the people at their company, and the call went really well, and it just kind of went from there. But that was a lesson in, because the end game for me in the vertical space is to produce.
Okay.
Primarily.
Was that like your original goal, or is it something that you kind of wanted to do as you've experienced like being on sets for these?
Yeah, I think as I gained experience,
Okay.
I would look around, kind of similar to how I did in fitness when I was at Equinox and other places. You look around and you think, okay, well, I can do this slightly better,
Mm-hmm.
or this works, but this doesn't. And I just felt like I was gaining that experience to be like, I can produce.
Yeah.
I can produce.
Yeah.
And so that's my goal, is to produce more and more in the vertical space.
Mm-hmm.
But that was such a huge and amazing learning experience to work with people halfway around the world.
Yeah.
and put that together.
That show is your baby.
Yeah,
Produced it, acted in it.
It was.
Starred in it.
Yeah.
It was great.
No, they were so great for putting all that faith in, and it hit me obviously during and making it and all of that, but then being in the Philippines, people coming up and saying we loved Love in the Shadows was like, oh wow, people actually, not only we make it, but people saw it.
Mm-hmm.
And for those who don't know it, it's on My Drama and on Drama
Drama Box.
Yeah, so we're gonna keep pushing that, and that was a really great experience. And to have Maurice involved in that as well. He was one of the first people that I met in LA. It was like my first day working the strength floor at Equinox. He was just out there, and we just got to talking, and we've been friends ever since.
You guys were the dream team on that production. That was so fun. I'm working with Maurice on his Christmas movie.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great.
So I'm so excited about that.
That's amazing.
But he had produced stuff in the past for sure, right?
Yes.
So he had a lot more experience. Did you learn a lot from him, or how, like,
Yeah.
walk me through like how you, because they were like, oh yeah, you can produce this. Like, what now?
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. I was like, I can produce this through my production company. And, they were like, okay, great. We're gonna hop on the Zoom, like I said. And I was like, oh shit. So I texted Maurice. I'm like, hey,
how to produce?
Yeah, just start Googling. Yeah. But I texted him because they were like, yeah, put together some sample budgets for some series that we've done, and we'll interrogate it. And I was like, I immediately messaged Maurice or called him, and I was like, hey, I have these few scripts. Can we like go through together and do the budgets for them? And he was like, oh yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
So he was huge, because that wouldn't have come together that fast.
Yeah.
Overnight.
Yeah.
But then I looked like super pro. I was like, oh yeah, we got these.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah. But, at the same time was hugely valuable in that they viewed him as, the line producer doing the logistics, and he's so good at that and so passionate about that. And then I'm much more passionate about the creative side. So like I was the one who like, reworked the script that we were presented, and, obviously acted in it. So it was a really good team ultimately. But yeah, sometimes you just gotta throw the imposter syndrome aside and just go for it. Just go for it if you want something.
Do you think that producing a project that you also acted in affected like how you acted, like your character, any like what was that like dynamic like? Because I feel like if I was acting and also like worried about the budget, I would be like so stressed out the whole time.
Yeah. Someone was like, I think I see a gray hair in you, Kasey. I'm like, and my first thought is that was from Love in the Shadows for sure. 1000%. From pre-production to when that thing wrapped. I have never been more stressed in my life. Good problems, but you know, it was also a lot of pressure. And again, I'm so thankful that we had the team that we did, including you, to make it, so great. But it was a real moment of, wow, I have so much respect for anyone who produces any of these series because they are not. I saw a comment the other day somewhere that was like, it's a miracle that any of these get to the finish line. It's so true. Yeah. It's so true. Every time we start one, even as an actor now, I'm like, how is this going to happen?
No, it's like you see the call sheet and you're like, oh, wait, like how many pages are we doing today?
How many pages?
Like at the top of the morning, I'm like, there's no way we're going to finish this like in 12 hours. And then we always do somehow.
We always
12
do.
hours, give or take. Sometimes.
They always pull it together. People, showing up, not showing up, drama, they really, get through it all.
Yeah.
And, we don't think we had really much drama on Love in the Shadows, fortunately, but you can watch the documentary.
We can watch. Let's talk a little bit about behind the scenes in the documentary.
Yeah. Yeah. So I knew I wanted to get a lot of good BTS from the shoot just to capture that first production. And a woman named Shemaya, who was a friend of Maurice.
Shout out Shemaya.
Shemaya
was the best.
She was the best. She really did an amazing job. And once you watch it, because she edited the whole thing too.
Oh, I was going to ask about that.
She did the whole thing.
She killed it.
And I knew I wanted to capture all the footage.
Yeah.
But I didn't necessarily know it would end up being comprehensive enough for like a doc.
Oh my gosh, it came together so beautifully. It's like
it's
like the perfect.
Did you get to watch some of it?
Yes, I watched the whole thing. I watched
the whole thing. Okay.
I
I gave Rocio a preview link.
Yeah, I got a sneak peek.
Yeah. I'm glad you watched it.
Yeah. Oh, I watched it.
We do something unsavory to her toward the end of the doc. I won't give it away.
Yeah.
But
there were some shenanigans going on.
There were definitely some shenanigans, and again, once we went back to the footage, I was like, we have to put this together into like a separate thing entirely.
Yeah.
And I think people will really appreciate just seeing, because to my knowledge, there's not really like a full, viewing experience where you can see like, from start to finish how one of these got made.
Yeah, that's what's really exciting about it. It's like no one's done this before. I think people are really going to appreciate, especially the fans. Like for me, like when I like am obsessed with like a TV show or something, like my favorite thing to do is like watch the BTS stuff. And so like I'm really excited we get to share that with everybody. Yeah,
I mean, right now the goal that we're pushing for, this may or may not happen, so don't hold me to it, but we really want a streamer to pick it up and be able to debut it on multiple platforms outside of the vertical world, to have that be like an introduction to people who maybe have just watched horizontal, to be like, oh, I've heard of these verticals, but like, what is this?
Yeah.
And have that be like a thing where they can be like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
This is fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, that would be really cool. Get more people involved.
Yeah.
More fans for the Verticon.
More fans of the Verticon. That's really what it's all about. Yeah. More fans for the con. Good God.
But yeah,
that probably needs its own doc as well.
Oh, there should be one.
There definitely should be a video. I gotta call Shemaya.
You gotta call Shemaya.
Get her back.
Get puppy love on the Verticon.
Get puppy love on Verticon. Yeah.
But yeah, that was such an amazing production. I'm so honored to have been a part of it. Thank you so much for bringing me onto that. Yeah, that was awesome. And hopefully we could do one again soon.
Fortunately from that one, there have been other developments, elsewhere. So I'm hoping that one comes through soon.
Yeah. Don't forget to watch Love in the Shadows on Drama Box.
And My Drama.
And My Drama.
Yeah. Drama Box and My Drama.
Love in the Shadows.
Love in the Shadows. Great cast.
You know what moment I loved from that? Because like going back to like being spotted out in the wild is when we were shooting at that hotel, and there were those like two
Oh,
fans
yeah.
who recognized
Yeah,
you.
yeah. The two women from Japan
Yeah.
just happened to arrive in LA.
Yeah, they were
checking
staying
into
at
their
that,
hotel.
Yeah.
And Maurice came over to me and he was like, "Hey, Case, these girls recognize you over here." I was like, "Say what?" And they were showing him her phone, and she was like, "Him," and it was me on her phone. They didn't really speak much English,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Yeah, I'll grab him for a pic." And I went over and we did the thing, and again, they don't really speak much English, and she just looks at me and she goes, "Japan, big." But I was like, such an LA experience to like arrive to go to Universal Studios in your hotel. You
Yeah.
see a set shooting of things that you actually watch.
No, that's so cool. That was so awesome.
But that was also another motivator to go to somewhere in Asia, because I would hear things like that and be like, "What does that mean, though?"
Yeah, is it like?
And then
like,
I saw what it meant.
You're their Beyonce over there.
I saw what it meant.
You're their Taylor
I saw what it
Swift.
meant. I was like, okay, they're
That's
not
so funny.
lying.
I just like can't even imagine like going to another country and everyone there knows you. Like I feel like that's such a jarring experience.
It did feel like an alternate reality.
Yeah.
Definitely an alternate reality.
So what is your favorite role? Do you have a favorite role?
Oh, you
that
know
you've
it.
ever played? Is it Mr. Vampire?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yep. Mr. Vampire. I just felt like from the second that shoot started, I was just in my bag,
In
as
your
they say.
element.
I was just in my bag.
Pale already.
I was like, I am already pale. I don't have to be any self-conscious about that. And just the whole script was so wild, but it all worked because I was a vampire. So it
Yeah.
didn't matter.
Yeah.
And it was just such a fun shoot to be in Missouri, in the state that I grew up in.
Yeah.
And so it shot in Kansas City. I grew up in St. Louis.
Okay.
And it was like, I think it was like June or July, and it was just awesome to be there in the summer. But the second one would be The Love Switch.
Okay, that's the
we
more
body
recent
swapped.
one. Okay.
That was fun to play the bad guy.
Because you don't really play the bad guys, do you?
No,
Like ever.
no.
So that was your first time.
That was the first time. Yeah.
What was that like?
Oh, it was a blast.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. I was actually really good at it. And, I remember we talked about this on Love in the Shadows,
Yeah.
but because someone was like, what show do you see yourself in, like on mainstream TV?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I could do the show You.
Yeah.
Like I would crush playing a stalker. I just know I could. So, and then I actually happened to get a pitch the other day for a stalker.
Oh my gosh,
And
really?
I was like, hope that ends up working out. But yeah. So
Puppy
yeah, you
Love
just
is
gotta-
going to write a stalker script for you.
Please,
Yes.
someone write
Yeah.
a stalker script.
It's getting written behind the scenes right now.
So yeah, that I can do it on screen and not just in real life.
Right.
But yeah, the Love Switch was really fun because I was still like the good guy,
Mm-hmm.
but it was because I was still me, but also I was bad for the majority of it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't me.
Does it make you want to do like more villainous roles? Like obviously the stalker one, but
Yeah.
like do you want to go out for those roles now?
If it was written a certain way, like that one was,
Yeah.
I would be open to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I wouldn't just want to play a straight bad person.
Yeah. Gotta have some like nuance.
Yeah.
Some like good motivation. Some yeah.
Where you find yourself rooting for them, but you feel guilty about it.
Yeah.
That kind of villain.
Yeah. Do you have a role that got away? Like one that you really wanted and you didn't book it?
There was, I mean, pre-Vertical,
Mhm.
I would say the one audition that I felt like went really well was for Yellowstone. And this was back when I had the longer hair.
Yeah.
So I felt so built for that role, and I felt like the audition went so well.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just super excited about that, as you get.
Yeah.
And then there was another one. It ended up being a movie on Amazon called Sitting in Bars with Cake. But that was the first time I had gotten a call back for like a studio feature film.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, of course, in your head, you're like, I got it. And then you don't. But
yeah.
you feel like you got really close. But those two definitely jump to mind.
Yeah. Well, I bet Yellowstone is like punching themselves right now.
Oh, they definitely are every day.
You could have had
every
Kasey
day,
Esser.
Every day when they see Mr. Vampire, they're like,
now you're too good for them these days.
Yeah, now they can't afford me.
Nope.
Yeah.
No way.
No chance. Nope, that ship has sailed.
Long gone.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to play a game.
Ooh.
I'm sure you've played it before. It's pretty easy. It's called Fuck, Marry, Kill. Okay. So, Fuck, Marry, Kill. Mr. Vampire from Mr. Vampire Wants Me Every Day.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Robert Kensington from Love in the Shadows. And Alpha Hayden from My Enemy Alpha.
Okay. I'm fucking Mr. Vampire. I'm marrying Robert Kensington.
Okay.
And I'm killing Alpha Hayden. 100%. Yeah.
Can you give us some explanations?
Well, Mr. Vampire he just oozes sex. And Robert Kensington, he's a little bit more straight-laced.
Yeah.
And,
He'll bring you breakfast in bed,
Yeah. He'll text you good morning.
Yeah.
He'll do all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So he's more marriage material. And Alpha Hayden, without giving too much away, he's kind of a dick. So even though there's a redemption arc in there,
Mm-hmm.
there are definitely moments where you'll feel like, oh, someone please kill this guy. So, but also he's wearing werewolf fur.
And that's hot,
And that
real.
was oddly, that was a first
Really?
that I've seen in the werewolf genre. They actually gave us fur.
Wow.
And it wasn't like body fur. It was
Oh.
just like fur that would like go over a jacket.
Okay.
And
That's cool.
it was like distinguishing in a way. And there was so much growling that we had to do on that set. Like I've never
to me,
felt...
that immediately jumps out as a fuck.
You would fuck that? Yeah.
I don't know, growling fur.
Yeah. I've never felt more stupid than when we were doing VO in Wild Lines in a bedroom. And
were you,
I
like,
just
in the
had
closet?
to full on, because they basically had to pick up all the noises we would make during our fight scene.
Yeah.
So, it was just like the sound person, the mic, the two producers, and they're like, okay, reenact the fight. But obviously there's no one there to fight. I'm just making noise. So it's like, it's just like, and it's like 30 seconds. This fight was like 30 seconds long. And
we need the BTS video.
I'm pretty sure one of the producers had their phone up during that because they were like, oh, I'm going to blackmail his ass if he ever tries to fuck us over. But yeah, that was actually a fun shoot. I enjoyed the growling.
Oh, I'm sure.
Once it was all said and done, because Mr. Vampire sort of purred. He was like, I'm a big noisemaker in these. And sometimes as a joke, the lead actress usually never appreciates it, but I'll sometimes like moan during the kiss.
Oh God.
Just to lighten the mood.
Right.
Aww.
To like.
Because I always think it'd be funny, like, because you have those like long beats where you're like staring at each other at the end of the episode. Like to me, it just makes so much sense to rip ass in that moment.
God.
Not every moment, but it should happen once a series, and people should know that it's coming. But that's like part of the appeal of clicking through.
You need like a warning in your contract.
Yeah, I have to rip ass before the paywall.
Yeah.
Or this is just a non-starter.
Or it's like, it's
I don't even know why we're talking right now. I know this is a record offer, but I don't see any.
There's no way around it.
I'm not ripping in this script, so rip it up.
Moving on. Wait, no. I have another fuck, marry, kill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. So Arthur from My Billionaire Waiter. Nick Branson from Undercover Heiress. And Levi Grayson from Billionaire CEO versus Mafia King.
Yeah, I'm fucking Levi.
Good Levi or bad Levi?
Bad Levi.
Okay.
Bad Levi. I'm killing Nick Branson.
he was a snooze fest.
He was. I was barely in that. By the way, I looked at the strip board and I'm like, okay, I'm in like one scene a day and I have 5 days off in the middle.
I was gonna say, I feel like there were days like you were like never. Like,
No, I was literally gone for an entire week of that shoot. And then I just show back up and I'm like, you're fired. And that's like basically the entire story.
The entire time you were like, stop.
Yeah, every time I would come in and
Please.
just break up a group of women from fighting, I'm like, guys, please,
No more.
Jesus Christ. But that was one of the more fun shoots, I think, because
We kikied hard on that shoot.
yeah, it was just a different dynamic. And it was just really fun. I love working with Maggie. So, and we were like at hotels most of the days. And again, I didn't have to do a whole lot.
Yeah.
So
no growling, no purring.
No, yeah. Looking back, I should have definitely worked that in.
Yeah.
But I would kill him, and then I would marry Arthur because Arthur was really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that was with Kirby, right?
That one was actually Cosette.
Oh, okay.
Cosette. Yeah. Kirby was Flash Vows, and then How to Divorce a Billionaire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another billionaire. Got it
Always.
Always.
Yeah. Though I did one recently where it wasn't referenced. That wasn't referenced. It was like a 1920s like gangster.
You know what? You want to hear a funny story? So I saw a clip from that. You know why? Because we were shooting Con Crush, our recent Puppy Love production, and our client, she was showing us a video of your guys' like intimacy scene in that.
Oh yeah.
We were all like in this room standing in like a circle
watching me go to town.
Yeah. And she was like, this is what I want. She was like, this is so sexy, this is so hot, like this is what we need to do.
That's
it was like a group.
Take
notes.
Like
a group activity.
What was the title of yours?
Con Crush.
Con Crush.
Con Crush. Okay.
This is about someone finding love at Verticon?
Yes, so it is. Okay, Con Crush coming out on VidGlue. It's about an actor who's at a Comic-Con type convention called ComCon. Yeah, and he meets a fan and they fall in love.
Oh.
So come to Verticon and that might be a reality for you. This guy's single over here.
We should film. Yeah, I'll still have my water bottle then. We should film. I feel like we should film a vertical while Verticon is happening. You know what I mean? Like one of those like real life like sort of ones. Wow. Okay, I'm excited to see that.
Yeah.
When does that come out?
When does that come out? First week of May.
Sweet.
Starring Ethan Kirschbaum and Peyton Tucker.
Don't do that to me. I was about to give you guys crap for not casting me, and then you drop that.
So,
Jesus.
A little bit of a segue. So verticals are all about drama. And there's also some drama behind the scenes in verticals that some fans may not know about, but we hear about them on every single set we're on. So do you want to kind of get into that, Kasey? Do you want to tell us about some drama that might be happening between you and maybe another vertical actor?
Yeah, I mean, this was funny to me because it was brought to my attention on Love in the Shadows that a certain actor was in his feels about me calling him short, and I did. I did.
Guilty as charged.
But it was on. Someone tagged me in a photo on Instagram, and it was him and two other actors lined up, and someone was like, "Kasey, why weren't you in this?" And I said, well, it looks like everyone had to be 5'7" or under. And it was a joke. It was definitely a joke.
Yeah.
And then I come to find out he still feels some type of way about it. And joke's on him because that just makes me want to go harder. And I will be. So if there is a vertical series that they put us in together, I'll definitely have a field day with that.
Yeah, we need a Ethan versus Kasey vertical script.
Yeah. He could probably play my son.
Yeah. Good thing it's vertical because
yeah. I mean, look, that production, as long as they have Apple boxes, will be fine.
So I think that in like spirit of friendship, Ethan has a couple things he wants to say to you.
Oh, okay. Is this like a fucking live audience? It's like Maury. Is he gonna come out right now?
We have him on standby.
He's on standby?
He's on
Oh
standby.
my God.
So here we have Kasey Esser and Ethan Kirschbaum.
Oh, okay.
Unless it's not friendly, in which case
I just went in with a couple more jokes, so hopefully maybe we just skip right to the Zoom.
So it hurts me to see you guys.
Well, no, because whenever I would see clips of Ethan, I was like, he's a really good actor.
Yeah.
And I would always be compelled to watch.
Now I'm a really good
these
actor.
clips.
Okay.
Oh man,
Okay.
man, I didn't think this would ever happen.
Yeah, well, here we are.
Here.
Hey, Rocio. I'm a little out of breath. I'm at the gym, actually. What are you guys talking about?
Yeah,
we're talking about apple boxes and
We
Film stuff.
film stuff.
yeah, film stuff. No, look, I heard you felt some type of way about my comment.
Well, listen, man. You ever hear the term short king?
Of course.
Yeah, well, you're in the short king's kingdom right now, my friend. You're in the hot seat. You want to tell the pod what you said, man?
It's been said. It's been told.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Honestly, it's pretty funny, but
as long as you thought it was funny.
yeah, look, I'm not even that short, by the way. You're just really tall. So I just want to go on record saying that.
Thank you.
But yeah, I just want to say, despite our differences, you're doing great. You're killing it in the vertical world, man. Keep it up. And
Appreciate that.
I always knew if we met, we'd actually be cool, probably be friends. So I'm glad we're squashing the beef now on the pod. I don't know if anyone really knew about the beef, but
Oh, everyone knew. We all knew.
Apparently everyone knew because it gets brought up to me on most sets.
really,
So,
it was never really a beef. I just thought it was like, I just brought it up. I was like, what the fuck? I don't even know this dude. He called me short. I was like, fuck this guy. Oh, I don't know if I can swear. Anyway, yeah.
no, you seem super cool. So I'm sure we would be friends if we met in
likewise,
person.
man. Well, I'll let you guys get back to it, but I just thought this would be a fun
That's
little side quest on the pod. So
for sure. No, this was amazing. Hope to see you on set, man.
I'll catch you later. Yeah.
Keep crushing. All right, see you later. That's so good.
But yeah, I'm glad we got to clear that up because
Yeah.
I'm a little sad I won't get to hear about it anymore.
I was gonna say that there's also a lamenting of
Yeah.
of that sort of just being over.
Yeah.
That was the only beef that I'm aware of. So I'm sure
We'll
there's
find
more.
some more.
I'm sure there's more.
We'll find some more. Don't
Sure
worry.
There's more. I heard about a few others, but neither here nor there. We squashed one and
3 more pop up.
3. Yeah, exactly. It's whack-a-mole.
Yeah.
Whack-a-hater.
Yeah. Okay, so you've acted in verticals, you've produced verticals. Where do you see yourself in the future of vertical storytelling and like the future of acting and the film industry as a whole?
Yeah, with acting, the goal this year, the next 2 years, is to book a great role on a traditional TV or movie.
Mm-hmm.
Still acting in the vertical space
Mm-hmm.
with stories that excite me and that move forward and still honor the vertical format, but that are exciting in a different way.
Yeah.
But with vertical, as we talked about before, the goal is to produce and to have more of an influence on the storytelling and kind of what breaks into the quote unquote mainstream in that world.
Yeah.
And what people can build off of and take risk with, because that's a lot of what it is right now is, who's willing to, experiment a little bit
Mm-hmm.
and take the risk with stories that may not be completely similar to what they've seen before, but still have the vertical elements.
Yeah.
So like with the Love Switch, the thing I really appreciated about Shorts app and Alejandro Fumero and his company was, they saw the potential. They were like, let's bring 2 male leads. That hasn't happened really before.
No, almost
and
never.
do something that's still romance, but that is just, cooler.
Yeah.
And from what I've seen so far and from what they've said, it's working. It's been successful.
That's so amazing to hear. I'm honestly surprised that it's taken so long because I feel like the male leads on this are like the big selling point. It's like why not bring in 2 of them?
Bring in 2, yeah. I mean, I think it's more of a budget thing than anything. But yeah, I mean, it just made so much sense.
Yeah.
And really just amp up, what the fans want.
Yeah.
And honor what they're looking for. So it's good to see that certain series are getting sequels, that certain, it makes total sense to me to develop things that almost have a TV structure where you have seasons. Like if you do a popular series, okay, that was season 1.
Yeah.
Now let's do season 2.
Yeah.
And, things like that. So, I really want to participate in however I can and, producing the space, but also being an ambassador. Like I really enjoyed traveling and speaking to people who were unfamiliar with the space and, getting them excited about it
Yeah.
and the possibilities of it. Because the whole part of the other point of the Philippines trip was to provide a further proof of concept that they should invest in producing more there and let them know this is a very viable business. And one platform there is already doing it, Beatsy Play. And they've done some amazing series. They're taking risk. And, there's opportunity to do that everywhere. And so to me, it's going to become more of a Hollywood that's not necessarily based in a single area,
Yeah.
but like Hollywood's everywhere
Yeah.
that have the opportunity to do this that didn't exist before. Because before you needed so much money.
I know, it's amazing to see how these have just brought in so much work for so many people, so many talented people. It's given them like a space to like be creative and to show the world their work and their talent. And it's really incredible.
To see all the cultures embrace it, because romance is universal.
Yeah.
So that genre, just it travels. And that's part of the uniqueness of the vertical world is we're not putting out stories that are niche to any specific individual or culture.
Yeah.
It's things you can watch in any part of the world and enjoy it. And, I want to continue to promote that. And I feel like I have a responsibility to, at this point. But no, the goal is to be a leading man in feature films and to be a top producer in the vertical space.
That's so awesome. That's so exciting. Well, I'm excited to see everything you do with that. It's going to be so cool. It's going to be great.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't have predicted the last 2 years by any means. So
oh my gosh, yeah.
I couldn't tell you what the future looks like with that. I mean, there's just so much changing in Hollywood in general. I mean, I had a conversation with the person who advises me the other day, and it was like, the film business is just changing so rapidly, like every few months, in various ways. And it's just, the definition of mainstream, the definition of movie star, these are all things that are changing, but in ways that can be very positive and that we can take advantage of.
Yeah.
And I'm totally down to roll with the change and to not necessarily push against it.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Before we go, where can people find you? Like, what's your Instagram? Any other social media? What's your OnlyFans?
Yeah, the OnlyFans, my number is 310. No, Instagram is Kasey Esser, my name, KASEYESSER. That's pretty much it. There's someone who does a TikTok of mine.
Yeah.
They do a great job. It's not mine, but it poses as mine, and they have more engagement than I ever had. But just to let everyone know that is actually not me on TikTok. That is someone else. But again, they're pumping out content like crazy. So I'm not like looking to shut it down or anything. Less work I have to do.
Yeah, literally.
Same with Facebook and everywhere else. But yeah, there are a lot of fakes out there, but respectfully, I would never message you. So if that's the first red flag, if I have initiated contact, then
Kasey is not broke and is not messaging you asking you for money.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not.
He
messaging
drives a
you
Tesla,
with
guys.
the Cash App. Oh, don't say that now. I mean, it's gonna be burned in the lot already. But yeah, it's just I have one Instagram profile. You'll know it because it's just vertical stuff, and that's pretty much it.
Okay.
My gym, Essers, sometimes people will show up there. Don't do that, but
Unless you want a membership.
unless yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Unless you're there actually seeking training, but otherwise the coaches do get a little spooked. And they're like, Kasey, there's someone here. I'm like, they didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
They didn't sign up to handle these people. But one thing that we will do special at Verticon, just while I'm thinking about it, is there will be a special thing that I think I'll do on the Sunday where people can come into Essers and do like a celebratory training at the gym.
Oh, that's so
with
cool.
me.
That would be so fun.
So I've gotten messages from some people who are, well, I have a Instagram subscription channel, and in that channel there's a Kasey Talk.
Right.
And in there, people have formed a separate like training accountability group to get in shape for Verticon.
Wow.
So what we're gonna do is on that Sunday, we're all gonna take a photo together, showing off everyone's progress and just kind of celebrating that.
Yeah.
And people have all set their goals for, there's people who are recovering from injuries that, want to be strong and healed before that. And really, really, it's been really amazing to see how that's
awesome how
come together.
You've inspired people to do that. That's so cool.
Cool. And Holly is the one who's also holding them accountable and participating as well.
Shout out Holly.
Because in the Philippines, I walk fast by nature, and obviously I have relatively long legs, and she doesn't.
Yeah.
So we would be walking, and I would look around, and she'd be gone. And I'd see she's like 3/4 of a block behind me. And I would check my phone, and she'd be like, "Remember, I have short legs!" Exclamation point. And she'd be like sweating bullets. And I was like, "No, Holly, you gotta keep up." And over the course of the trip, she did get a lot faster. And I was like, "Look, we're walking side by side right now." But she enjoyed kind of being back behind me because she would see people pass me and then realize that they recognize me and do a double take and sort of freak out. But then she would walk. She would get to see that. So as she sped up, she missed that aspect.
That's so funny.
She didn't get to see the reactions as much.
Hate to see you go, love to see you walk away.
Yeah. She has a photo of me, like she took it from my back, and I'm like, I felt bad because in that photo it looks like I've totally deserted her. I'm just on my own path there. Probably also why I'm single. But yeah.
Hear that, ladies? He is single. Come to Verticon, September 28th.
Yeah, come to my booth.
There will be a speed dating.
Oh my god. Booth. Yeah, no, it's terrible. Where'd you get that though? Where'd you get that?
Get what?
Your beauty.
Verticon, September 26th, 27th, 28th.
Yep.
All right. Wait, any more plugs? Love in the Shadows.
Love in the Shadows.
Love in the Shadows documentary.
Love in the Shadows doc.
Coming out.
Called.
Is there a date or is it like a TBD?
It's a TBD.
Okay.
It's a TBD.
But follow Kasey on Instagram for updates on that.
Yeah, for updates on that. And yeah, Verticon, Love in the Shadows. There's always a bunch of shows coming out, I feel like.
Yeah.
Love in the Rainstorm will be out on Real Short soon with Autumn. And the 1920s Gangster one will be out on V-Glue soon.
Shout out V-Glue.
I'm playing a professor in my next one. That's really, really good script. And that'll also be V-Glue. And what did I most recently? Oh, it was a rom-com. Cooking rom-com.
Lots of fun BTS.
With Kasey, yeah.
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 Kasey and Kasey.
Yeah, some really fun ones. coming up. So the pitches continue to elevate. So that's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming out here to do this with us. This has been so fun.
Oh, thanks for having me.
It has been so good to catch up with you.
That was a blast. Yeah, no,
this is so
this is super fun, and you guys are doing something really great for the space.
Yeah.
Because people, there's an appetite for this.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I don't think we get to see enough like BTS and getting to know these vertical actors, and it's exciting for the actors and the fans.
Yeah, because I know Real Short has their podcast, but other than that, I don't see any like freelance podcast situation going on.
Puppy Love makes things happen.
Puppy Love makes things happen. I'm super super impressed. Yeah, I'm sure I'll hang out with Ethan soon. We'll just keep it going.
Keep it friendly.
Yeah, keep it.
All right,
keep it friendly.
Well, thank you. I've taken up enough of your time.
That was so fun.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Having me, the Vertiverse.
The Vertiverse. Hopefully, we'll reunite at Verticon. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Vertiverse podcast. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at the Vertiverse, and you can find all of our episodes on Spotify and YouTube.